few years ago, we shared our plans for the Light and Darkness saga. This journey, years in the making, is coming to an end. Since we started charting our own course, we've been building this story. Across 5 years of expansions, since the first pyramid ship emerged in Shadowkeep and we first spoke to the darkness. Then, across Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and coming up in Lightfall in the final shape, we're building towards a climactic collision between the powers of light and dark.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes, preparing our technology and our game to last for many, many years to come. Because Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. It has been a long journey for this franchise, and the next year's The Final Shape expansion is set to conclude the story that we started way back in 2014 with the launch of the original Destiny, known as the Light and Darkness Saga. A lot has gone down in the Destiny universe over the years, both in-universe and behind the scenes, and yes, while that journey has had its fair share of speed bumps and potholes, narratively, the story of the Traveler and the forces of darkness are finally starting to come to some kind of conclusion. The Witness has confronted the Traveler and stakes seem to be at their all-time high. As epic as the conclusion of this saga is sure to be from a story perspective, the question remains, what will happen to Destiny 2 after the final shape? How will the game change? And what can we expect from the next saga? Will there be a Destiny 3? Luckily, the developers have been leaving more than just clues over the last few years. If we go back to some old Bungie reveals and Vidocs, we start to get a good sense of what might be headed our way not too far down the line. In this video, we're going to collect all of the real information we have from Bungie about what to expect after the final shape. We can speculate all we want, but in the end, it is only through filtering out the wishes and the copium that we can get a real good sense about where Destiny is headed. So sit back and let's talk about what comes beyond light and darkness. The Destiny 2 Light and Darkness Saga refers to the story arc that started with the original Destiny 1 release in 2014. Continued through the launch of Destiny 2, and will conclude with the release of the final shape in 2024. The chapters are defined across major titles and expansions over the past 10 years. For our reference, the saga goes as follows. Destiny in 2014, Destiny's first major expansion, The Taken King in 2015, the next expansion, Rise of Iron in 2016, then it continues into the launch of Destiny 2 with the Red War campaign in 2017, Destiny 2 Forsaken in 2018, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep in 2019, Destiny 2 Beyond Light in 2021, Destiny 2 The Witch Queen in 2022, Destiny 2 Lightfall in 2023, and the upcoming Destiny 2 The Final Shape in 2024. So the first thing to note right away is that historically the saga isn't too attached to any particular game, meaning Destiny 1 or Destiny 2. So unless the start of the next saga requires the game to be massively different, it might be the best course of action to start things on Destiny 2 and then perhaps move on to Destiny 3 if and when it's needed from a gameplay, development, or technological standpoint. So what are their plans? What do we actually know? As of now, the plan is to continue Destiny 2. They will be starting a new story saga and will deliver that story through a continuation of the annual expansions we already know. Let's take a look at a series of clips directly from Bungie during several different reveals and Vidocs that paint a really nice narrative and gives us a really nice comprehensive view for what we can expect moving forward.
And Lightfall is going to kind of drive this all to a moment.
And on the largest scale, you'll experience a vast, living, interconnected world of stories that's striving to a greater end.
We need you, Guardian.
You'll experience this alongside a massive community of Guardians, release after release, together. This is our universe's cosmic purpose. This 10-year journey we've been on since Destiny 1, it's drawing to its dramatic conclusion. The Light and Darkness saga will end. But make no mistake, Destiny 2 will not. We're building not so much to an ending, but more to this transformative moment for Destiny 2's future.
We have this finale with the final shape that's coming right after Lightfall, where we're closing down the Light and Darkness saga. But Destiny is far from over.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes, preparing our technology and our game to last for many, many years to come. Because Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions.
And there it is, clear as day. No Destiny 3 as of now. It may come down the line, but it's not a factor in the transition between sagas after the final shape. As Justin mentioned, Bungie has been hard at work getting the game engine ready for many, many years to come, maybe even the next 10 years. They have worked extensively to revamp the subclasses of Light and have added massive quality of life features such as Guardian ranks, loadouts, and the upcoming LFG system. Bungie simply would not invest in making these systems in Destiny 2 if they could just wait and put them in Destiny 3. Features like this not only take a long time to develop, but they also make great marketing tools to sell a new game. If there was a surprise D3 in development, I guarantee you that we would not have a lot of the quality of life features we have now. They would be saving them. Bungie is heavily invested in Destiny 2 because they know that their player base is as well. Which brings me to the next point, and that is new player adoption. New titles are a great opportunity to bring in loads of new players, at least that was definitely their strategy with Destiny 2, but you could also lose just as many if they choose not to buy into the next title. Think back to the launch of Destiny 2. Because they were contractually obligated to release a second game, Bungie had to put out a product with significantly less content than its predecessor. And sure, Destiny 1 had 3 years to grow its content, but that's precisely the point. A living, breathing world needs time to, well, live and breathe. For what it was, Destiny 2 served as an excellent foundation for the current live game, and I honestly don't know if I would even want the current game still being on the Destiny 1 platform. Destiny 2 really did add a ton of amazing improvements over Destiny 1 that we now take for granted, and that is one big argument to make. Having to develop a new title from the ground up forces a lot of creativity, at least to some degree. Even something as seemingly insignificant as reskinning the enemies makes a big impression on the newness of the experience. But is it worth losing 90% of the content you were used to having access to, only to have a small fraction of that replaced with new experiences? And experiences, mind you, that Bungie has made very clear that they are capable of delivering in the current live game. New features like snowstorms on Europa, Guardian ranks, Strand as a subclass, quality of life features like loadouts and LFG like we mentioned, complete reworks to the game difficulty, these all feel like major Destiny 3 type upgrades. Instead, they were updates made to the current game as Bungie is continuing to make major improvements to their Tiger engine, changes that they have themselves told us are for the express purpose of keeping Destiny 2 going for years to come. At the end of the day, what we get out of a Destiny game comes down to precisely what Bungie decides to put into a Destiny game and what they want to put the resources into developing. They could make, and pretty much have made, Destiny 2 look and feel like whatever Destiny 3 would be. If it's revamping the subclasses, we can and have seen that. If they want to make things like mantling up on a ledge, they can put a team on it. If they want to add spaceflight, they can put a team on it. Bungie has the capability to make Destiny 2 into anything they want, and while changing it might be a bit slower than having a clean slate, it also is a lot less risky, and you don't divide your player base. And I think that's the big point that I'm trying to make here, is that the only thing that would really justify the development of Destiny 3 would be the limitations of Destiny 2 and its current architecture. And while that day may come sometime soon down the line, I wouldn't hold my breath. Bungie wants to create and maintain their ever-evolving world, and I for one am kind of excited to see what major changes happen within Destiny 2 after the final shape. I think the recent network and stability issues aside, Destiny 2 is still one of the most well put together and polished games out there. Developing a Destiny 3 wouldn't solve any of the game's current issues. Bungie has total freedom to define the content of their game, and if they want us to experience a giant reset with our characters, then they'll give us precisely that within Destiny 2, the app that lives on millions of consoles and PCs and is updated in perpetuity. So in short, Destiny 2 will continue, at least for the time being. The important thing to realize is that Bungie has set their precedent that a new game doesn't define a new saga, so the next era could start on Destiny 2 and continue into something like a Destiny 3 if and when it's ever needed. So what exactly is Beyond Light and Darkness? Well, to address the elephant in the room, yes, Marathon is a thing now with a dedicated team of designer and developers, and this has led a lot of the community to surmise that this is perhaps where Destiny 2's PvP team went. And they're not entirely wrong. Major developers like Lars Bakken have had a hand in Bungie PvP since the Halo days. But before the rage sets on, we have to pause and remember from earlier, if Bungie wanted to make 8 new Crucible maps for Lightfall or the Final Shape, they would, yes, put a team on it, just like they did for loadouts, Guardian ranks, LFG, subclasses of Light 3.0, Strand, the annual expansions and their campaigns, the seasonal content, the reverse. These are all things that Bungie has determined are way more important than PvP. Do with that what you will. Bungie for a long time has said that they aim to be a multi-franchise company. That means not just Destiny, and not just Destiny and Marathon. 3.6 billion. I'm just gonna put this in the corner of the screen while we talk. Bungie is gonna make some games. If you're worried about developers being moved to their 3rd or 4th franchise, we kinda have to get used to it because it's gonna happen a lot. Or maybe to this game. This is just art on their career website. Is it for the long-rumored Matter? We kinda know this from previous job listings that they're working on a game that's more fun and more colorful, maybe a team shooter, or maybe this art. Maybe they rebooted Marathon and now they're thinking about Myth. PvE focus this time to complement their new PvP extraction shooter? Not super crazy. I'm not saying these are upcoming games for sure, but you can tell Bungie is cooking with gas. But what about Destiny? What can we expect after the Final Shape? From what we've heard in various interviews and presentations, this is what we officially know.
This universe is about more than the conflict between the Traveler and the Pyramids, and we want to show you new ways to explore it. We want to show you new things to discover in the universe because we think that Destiny has a lot to offer, and Lightfall is the catalyst for that.
New way to explore the universe? So this could mean narratively, or it could mean from a gameplay perspective. Aside from that, we get some hints that we might be leaving our current universe. Savathun has a curious line in the reveal trailer for The Witch Queen.
Who decides what is true? In this universe of light and dark.
And as we know, the current saga is called Light and Darkness, so what if this just simply signifies the actual universe the saga is taking place in? Maybe we will find ourselves in a new universe with new rules, or at least one not dominated by the conflict of light versus darkness. And remember that there is so much Destiny lore that we have still yet to dive deeper into. For instance, the origins of the Vex, Tora Bottle, the Cabal homeworld, Fundament, the Hive homeworld, the 9, colony ships headed for Andromeda, the list goes on. So what do I think? Well, I can't help but keep thinking back to one line that captured my imagination for years to come, and it was back during the opening cutscene for Destiny 1. It still gives me chills to this day when I hear it, and here it is.
We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars.
It was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. I love that line, and I would love to see our destiny fulfilled and to leave our current solar system for a whole new one with a new series of planets. Maybe we can jump back and forth between our current system and the new system. Maybe there will be multiple new systems. Maybe there will be a whole new galaxy. It's not beyond the realm of possibility when it comes to the universe of Destiny. And that is a future that I could not be more excited for. We have an incredible platform that has come so far in 7 years and still continues to outshine and outperform most games in its space. Regardless of your personal opinions on the game, it's hard to deny Destiny is a force to be reckoned with. Bungie has the throne, and there is no need to give it up anytime soon. They've got a good thing going here, and I really do think that with the right bits of love and attention, Destiny 2 can easily shine for another 10 years. I'm super excited for the future of Bungie as they finally have the resources they want at their disposal to make the games they want to make. That studio is oozing with creative energy, and I for one will always be there to see what new worlds Bungie cooks up. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. What do you think is coming beyond Light and Darkness, and will you be sticking around for the next 10 years of Destiny 2? Let's discuss. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.